Whose call is it anyway? This is probably the most important concept I wish to impart to you as you consider listening to others. It is also the main thing that will make you a great telephone listener. Whether you're making the call or whether the person is calling you, a caring call must always be seen as being their call. It is designed to be for them, with them, their lives and their needs truly at the centre. This way, you will offer them something which is meaningful and memorable. They need to be the focus of the call, and your interest and attention. So what are the key steps for preparing for a good call? Well, first thing we need to think about are the practicalities. Make sure that when you make or receive the call, there are no distractions to take you away from giving the person your full attention. Turn off any TV or radio that might be heard in the background, as this will be a distraction to both you and them. Make sure you have privacy and are not going to be disturbed by family, visitors, or pets. Ensure that your telephone has sufficient charge and capacity. Make sure that you have a comfort break before you start, and also a drink available if needed. Have a pen and paper to hand to take notes. This is particularly helpful if you end up praying for the person and they have specified to you a specific prayer, which is a need and maybe a name of a person to pray for. But I'd also say to you, beware about what you do with those notes. I would always recommend that you destroy the notes unless otherwise agreed with your coordinator. Sit comfortably, but not too comfortably. Your posture and positioning has an impact on how you come across on the telephone. Believe me, how you sit and how you portray yourself can be heard in your voice and in your attitude. And most importantly of all, make sure you have a clear time slot and are not likely to have to limit the call or rush away. Always allow for some leeway in the call length beyond your planned end time. Listening well. Whilst you're on the telephone with the person, be attentive to what they're saying. This does not need to involve a great deal of talking. Spend your time listening with simple acknowledgements, showing that you are hearing what they are saying. Use yes, I see, or the equivalent. Remember, they can't see your face. If you're on the telephone, all they can do is hear your response. They can't see your response. So you do need to make sure that you are showing some response. But it's also important to keep focused. Do not let your responses become automatic, as you may end up saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. And believe me, that can be very embarrassing. At times, reflect back something they have said to you to show that you've heard what they've said. And this helps them to feel that they've been heard, and also may help them to process what they're saying and maybe share something further. It is important to check that you've understood them and what is being said. In the same way that some people skim read written material, many people skim listen and fill the gaps. This is notoriously dangerous for telephone listening. Do not make assumptions or put two and two together and make five by adding something that's not there. What matters is what it means to the person who is speaking, not what it means to you, not what you think they said, or if you've missed some of the words, what you've assumed they've said. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask them to repeat something which you may not have heard properly. But also asking questions can be helpful in showing interest and also enabling the person to talk more at length. Open questions are essential with regard to this. Ask the person to say a little more, to explain further, to expand on how it felt, or the meaning of something to them. This is the opposite of closed questions, which are directive and generally require short answers and may feel interrogative or fact-finding. In a Christian context, trust God to give you the words to say in each situation. Beware. Beware of avoiding sharing your own deep personal information. This call is about them and for them. Even if you've gone through a similar situation or you feel you can relate to them in some intense way, hold back. Give the person a chance to speak. Keep calm and use your insight to know what to say in response to them and what questions to ask. But do not pour out your own personal experience or advice. It is important to show you care, but not to enter into their difficulties yourself or to offload your stuff to them. The length of the call is not everything. It is truly the quality of the call that matters, rather than the time it takes. If a person feels that you are present with them, this is what matters most. They need to feel that they are the total focus of your attention whilst they are on the call with you. If they feel that they are the most important in the world to you at that particular time, then they will truly benefit from the call, and it will be a great success. Go into the call with a target length in mind. Yes, this can be flexible, but it's always useful to have a planned duration to give some structure to the call. A good call will lead to the potential of further good calls. A call which goes on too long can use up time and in fact can undermine the purpose. Overlong calls will be a problem for both the person called and the volunteer. Keep positive, be encouraging, and offer prayer if appropriate. Avoid making it seem that you're rushing them. And yet do not be afraid of drawing a call to a conclusion. The plan is you'll be making further calls, regular calls in the future. And it's better for them to be left wanting more and rather than feeling that they've been overwhelmed. A good ending enhances a good call. Always give a sense of respect to the person. Respect enables the person to feel safe and secure in their contact with you. Ensure that they know that you are trustworthy and discreet. Sadly, this is immediately undermined if you in any way enter into anything that might hint at gossip or passing on of the information about them or others to people who have no right to know about it. So show them respect. However, also remember the whole thing about safeguarding confidentiality and ensure that people understand that you are there as part of a team.